Weyland-Yutani Corporation isn't just another company from the alien universe, it's the company that practically owns the future. Founded in 2099 after a massive merger between Weyland Corp and Yutani, this powerhouse became the face of human progress and greed. With British precision and Japanese innovation, they built everything from synthetic materials and spaceships to AI systems that shaped entire civilizations. But their reach doesn't stop there. Weyland-Yutani runs interplanetary transport and shipping, and even human colonies beyond our solar system, all under the shiny label of extrasolar colonization. They sit on the Interstellar Commerce Commission, pulling strings in trade and politics, even though they claim it's independent. Sure. Their influence stretches across the stars, with headquarters in Tokyo, London, San Francisco, the Sea of Tranquility on the Moon, and even a base on Thetis. Across both the Alien and Predator universes, they've buried their claws into every corner of colonization and space research, pushing their people to capture live specimens of the deadly Xenomorph XX121. And on the death planet Genna, featured in Predator Badlands, their obsession continues. While the young Predator Dek hunts the terrifying Kalisk, Weyland-Yutani is already there, risking countless lives to secure another weaponized secret. Because for them, every creature, no matter how lethal, is just another asset to be studied, contained, and sold. Even Carl Bishop Weyland once admitted it. Their mission isn't only about money, it's about making sure humanity stays on top, the elite species in a universe that's anything but friendly. According to the Weyland-Yutani report, the company was supposedly born when Weyland Corp absorbed Yutani Corporation in a hostile takeover back in 2099. But that's not the real story. In truth, it was Yutani who outsmarted Weyland, winning a brutal bidding war that even pushed out powerful contenders like the Chinese consortium. When the dust settled, the newly merged Weyland-Yutani launched onto the stock market with the largest opening value ever recorded. From there, it became unstoppable, buying up companies across every sector, from mining and biotech to transport and weapon manufacturing. Even the companies they didn't fully absorb, like Kellen Mining, kept running under their own names, but make no mistake, the puppet strings all led back to the same place. We even see glimpses of this empire in the video game Predator: Concrete Jungle, where a man known only as Weyland buys out Borgia Industries in 2030, securing their advanced weapon technology. Technology secretly stolen from the Yautja themselves. In Alien vs. Predator, we're introduced to Charles Bishop Weyland, the ambitious founder of Weyland Industries, the man who led that fateful expedition to Antarctica, uncovering the terrifying link between the Predators and the Xenomorphs. But here's the twist. That Weyland Industries has no real connection to the Weyland Corp we later see in Prometheus. In fact, the Prometheus timeline has pretty much been wiped from canon, leaving the Weyland legacy even more fragmented and mysterious. Then in Aliens vs. Predator Requiem, the story takes a darker turn. Colonel Stevens meets a woman named Mrs. Yutani and hands her a recovered Predator plasma cannon, the kind of weapon no human should ever possess. That quiet exchange sets the stage for what's to come, the birth of the Weyland-Yutani Corporation itself. And from the very beginning, everyone, even the lowest cargo worker, knew what kind of monster they were working for. Rumors spread through the transport fleets, management bribing inspectors, cutting corners, ignoring safety checks, all in the name of profit. Sometime before 2122, Weyland-Yutani intercepted a strange signal coming from the barren moon Acheron, one of the 4 moons orbiting the ringed planet Kalpamos. The message wasn't human, and the language was unlike anything ever recorded. But through fragments and pattern recognition, the company managed to uncover one chilling truth. It wasn't a call for help, it was a warning. A warning about Xenomorph XX121. Instead of avoiding it, Weyland-Yutani did what they do best. They sent someone else to take the risk. The USCSS Nostromo was quietly redirected to investigate, and the crew had no idea they were walking into the jaws of a nightmare. What followed was the first human contact with the Xenomorph and the last mission for almost everyone aboard. The Nostromo was lost, the truth buried. Later, the USCSS Anastora would stumble upon this same deadly secret and deactivate the beacon, sealing Acheron's horrors back into silence. But Weyland-Yutani's hunger only grew. By 2037, the company had turned its eyes outward, colonizing and terraforming distant worlds with massive atmosphere processors. They built colonies across the stars, Hadley's Hope on LV-426, Freya's Prospect on BG-386, never realizing, or perhaps never caring, that they were planting human life right back onto the same cursed soil where it all began. By the 2030s, Weyland-Yutani wasn't just building colonies anymore, it was owning people. From corporate-run terraforming projects to off-world prisons like Fiorina 161, the company turned human labor into another form of currency. On Fiorina, they oversaw the Lead Penal Industrial Foundry, a desolate Class C work correctional unit, where prisoners broke rock for scraps of redemption, all under Weyland-Yutani's iron watch. But that was only the surface. In November 2037, the company caught wind of a new xenomorph outbreak aboard Sevastopol station owned by their rival Xenomorphs Corporation. Within weeks, Weyland-Yutani swooped in, buying the dying station outright, not to save it, but to harvest what was inside. Their goal was always the same: capture the organism, study it, weaponize it. They failed. The station was destroyed. Everyone and everything on board was lost. Still, the company didn't stop. Across the galaxy, Weyland-Yutani ran secret research facilities on worlds like LV-1201, BG-386, and even LV-426 itself. These labs were nightmares made real, hidden behind corporate silence, guarded by combat androids, and powered by human sacrifice. Unwitting civilians were abducted under the guise of promotion. Employees were fed to xenomorphs as live hosts. Every outbreak, every containment breach was just another cost of progress. When the monsters got loose, and they always did, it was the colonial marines who were sent to clean up the mess. But no matter how many lives were lost, Weyland-Yutani learned what it wanted: the biology, the power, the perfect organism. Deep inside the dark empire of Weyland-Yutani, there was a department even their own people feared: the Biological Weapons Division. Their goal was capture and weaponize life itself. Their obsession? The xenomorph XX-121, a creature so lethal it was seen as the perfect organism. They hunted it in all its forms: facehugger, chestburster, adult, even preferring the immature stage because it could slip past quarantine hidden inside a human host. To the company, this wasn't about science anymore. It was about control. A self-replicating weapon that didn't need bullets, orders, or rest, just a host. Perfect for long-range warfare across the stars. And Weyland-Yutani's hunger didn't stop there. On the planet Genna, known as the Death Planet, they sent synthetics and mercenaries to capture an unkillable alien species, a Kalisk, a creature the predators themselves hunted as the ultimate adversary. Every operation ended the same way: disaster, cover-ups, and blood. But the company never stopped. Not when entire colonies were lost, not when their secrets leaked, not even when Ellen Ripley, the woman who survived their first experiment gone wrong, tried to burn every trace of their research to ashes. When Weyland-Yutani finally collapsed, their obsession was inherited by the United Systems military, cloning Ripley herself as Ripley-8, fusing human and xenomorph DNA in one final attempt to control the uncontrollable. If the Biological Weapons Division was obsessed with turning life into a weapon, then Weyland-Yutani's Reverse Engineering Division was obsessed with something even more dangerous: stealing the technology of the hunters themselves, the Yautja. This division was born from the ashes of Borgia Industries and the Yutani Corporation, both absorbed through mergers and quietly folded into the Weyland-Yutani Shadow Empire. Their mission? To study, dismantle, and replicate every piece of alien tech they could get their hands on.
from plasma casters to cloaking devices. Morality wasn't part of the equation. Ethics didn't matter. What mattered was power and the chance to leap centuries ahead of every other civilization in the galaxy. But stealing from the predators came at a cost. The Yautja saw this as sacrilege, a violation of their sacred code. For them, killing anyone who dared touch their weapons wasn't revenge. It was tradition. So while Weyland-Yutani scientists were busy reverse engineering alien gear behind reinforced glass, the Yautja were already tracking them, marking them, preparing to hunt them down. Weyland-Yutani's story isn't just about science or progress. It's about obsession. An obsession with control.
But in their endless pursuit of dominance, they've crossed every moral line imaginable. And every time they think they're in control, something far older and far deadlier reminds them who's really in charge. Because when you play God with monsters, sooner or later, the monsters play back. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe to stay up to date with our latest content.